Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
We're just getting situated here. Welcome back to our channel. 2 peas in a crime pod. Up in her.
Are we starting?
Yeah, we started. I started without you. You better get on board.
Welcome. I am introducing you, and you're introducing me.
She's my mom, and I'm her daughter, and she's Kelly.
And this is Courtney.
I came from her. She made me inside of her. Hey, guys. How are you? Thanks for joining us here on our channel. Thank you for checking us out. We hope that you like and subscribe if you haven't already.
What episode are we on?
We're on episode 4, 4 being my favorite number.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I never knew that.
Really?
4. Now I know.
Started in high school. All good things used to happen to me and Liz in force. It's stuck.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyways.
We are matching scholarly looking today.
I wanted to seem more astute because after I watched our last episodes, I realized that I said some words incorrectly and some phrases wrong. And I was like, oh, I have to do something to seem intelligent. So I have added glasses. Maybe that'll help.
And I actually need glasses.
So. And my brother said, no, Courtney, you look really good. During the day you work at a library, but at night, you're maybe a stripper. And I was like, thank you, Christopher. That's very sweet of you to say. What are you going to do? And I wore my Browns gear because we won on Sunday for a change. And yeah, I'm a Browns fan because I have terrible taste in things, whether it be men or teams or awful taste.
Do you think you get that honestly?
Yup. Yeah. Sorry, Mom.
That's all right.
You gave me this fat ass and this bad taste.
And a big forehead.
And a giant forehead. What are you going to do?
Bad genes.
Terrible genes. I look good in jeans, but I've got terrible genes. Homophones. What's the case today, Mom? Where's your paper?
It's a good one. I got my case paper over here. You forgot to say this was the crime case place.
We chilling up here in a crime case place?
I have a feeling my microphone's going to be in my way of reading. It is. Man.
What a clusterfuck.
Can we move it back?
Do you want... No, don't even fucking start twisting stuff. This mic stand was made in 1972. It's older than you.
It was. It is older than me. You are very correct on that.
Don't fuck with it.
We are economizing here at 2 peas in a crime pod.
Yeah. Just basically great value everything imaginable.
Well, first, let's talk about our first 3 cases. We have been trial and erroring it because we have found...
a lot of erroring it.
And we apologize for that. We want to give you a good podcast.
But we're stupid people.
We keep making mistakes and then discovering them after the fact.
Hindsight.
We're going to try to make this one with no mistakes, like with microphone mistakes.
Okay, so let's go through the list. Both mics are recording. Check. Good. Your phone is plugged in, so it can't possibly die halfway through where we lose all visual. Check. What else have we fucked up?
Well, I think the first script was a little too...
repetitive,
so I've refined my way of building the script. And
yeah, we didn't turn off the furnace.
I turned it off. There's
Why?
no way to turn it off completely.
What do you mean? There's no way to turn it off completely.
It only has on and auto, and I turned it
last
all the
time
way...
I was here, I put the thermostat at 58 degrees.
I put it totally down to the bottom, like 50 degrees.
Your heater is obsessed with running.
It is stupid. So that's why
there's an override somewhere so that your landlord can fuck you into paying a higher bill.
It's a conspiracy.
I know it. I can tell you're being fucked with.
So that's the worrying sound. We're in a basement. The furnace is right there. And when it comes on, it's going to sound like that, but hopefully it won't stay on too long.
We're getting just the lowest level of pickup on the mic. You know, what are you going to do? If you guys keep watching and you guys keep subscribing, let's make them a deal. We get to 500 likes, we'll unplug the furnace entirely. I'll just take the power out of the amp.
That's not happening.
Yeah, I'll just remove the... Yeah, it's going to have to get to 500 likes or you're going to have to hear that sound. So it's on you guys now. See what I did there?
Okay. So come on with those likes. Also, please comment and subscribe so you won't miss an episode. We're going to load episodes 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And we're looking forward to this episode today and sharing it with you. It's very interesting. I found it very interesting. I think you will too. It's different.
You know me.
Shall we begin?
You don't know what my favorite number is, but for the most part, you know me.
I know your favorite color.
Oh, when you want a prize? Congratulations. Everybody knows that. I'm just messing with you, Mom.
So
Can we
I
begin?
say, shall we begin? And you say,
We shall.
no.
Oh.
You don't know this.
Shall we begin?
Think Purple Rain, Prince. Is the water warm enough?
Is this from the movie?
Yes.
I don't know the movie like you do, Mom.
It's a song.
Wait, When Doves Cry?
Wendy.
Just naming.
It goes, Wendy. Yes, Lisa. Is the water warm enough? Yes, Lisa. Shall we begin?
Yes, Lisa. Okay.
You don't know that?
No, but I also don't want to...
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
No. If I knew it, you know that I would know it. Like, off rip. I don't know what
Okay.
the fuck you're talking about.
We're going to have to listen to that song
It sounds kind of
afterwards.
sensual. I don't think I want to say, yes, Lisa.
I just thought it was one of those things that
We could do.
But
I'm sorry. I
that's
ruin
all right.
everything.
She usually knows everything. I'm kind of surprised she didn't know that.
I ruined it.
It's all right. Not really. Let's talk about the case.
What's
Tell
the
me
case?
if you ever heard of this
Let me
before.
ruin this too.
I have titled this case Amish Paradise Lost Inside the Bergholz Cult.
No such thing as Amish paradise. Unless you're talking about Weird Al.
I did kind of steal that.
Yeah. A local boy kicked me in the butt last week. I just smiled at him and I turned the other. Okay, anyways. Now I'm just going to be thinking about Weird Al this entire time. So go ahead. I'm in a great mood.
All right. So have you heard of the Amish beard cutting attacks?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, but actually, no. I don't think I have. I think I'm actually thinking of an episode of Law & Order SVU where they were like cutting Hasidic Jews' hair or beards.
Oh, okay.
And maybe it was mimicked after that.
Could be.
But it's a religious thing because they grow their beard. Once they're married, it's a sign of
You know this.
being married.
I wasn't sure if you knew things.
Yeah, I study cults. So, so once they get married, they stop.
The Amish are not a cult.
Okay, well, we could have a whole different show about whether I think religions are cults or not, because yes. And yes, they are. But anyways, I digress. Cutting their beard is like deeply spiritually offensive to them.
That is correct. You know a lot. See, I knew that big forehead had something going on inside
Like
of
this
it.
much of it is Amish facts, yo.
Okay. Well,
And the other part of it is a love of cheese. So basically, it tracks though, because I'm German. Go ahead.
well, Amish have delicious cheese. Before we start, the episode includes themes of religious abuse, coercion, humiliation, and physical assault.
Viewer discretion is advised.
It's really, I'm going to spare really horrible details, but I was thinking that this might sound tame to you. Like beard cutting. What kind of crime is that?
Well, to me, I don't give a fuck. But can I
Maybe to our
can I
viewers.
empathize to say that to them that that's that is something that they give a fuck about, yeah, I can do that. I'm decent.
It's actually pretty violent and pretty
And
terrible.
also, it depends. Like, I assume that the cutter didn't sit them down and, like, put a little thing around them and, like, very gently comb and I imagine it was
not at all
violent and
not at all.
yeah, that's
It was
terrible.
terrible.
Nobody deserves that.
It was horrible. Yeah. Well, all right. I'll tell you a little bit about it.
Just because you're in a cult doesn't mean that I think you should be assaulted or abused. That's terrible.
I don't think the Amish are a cult.
We disagree.
The Bergholz
Yes.
sect was a cult. We'll get into it. Between September and November of 2011.
Okay.
So I was in school. That's why I never heard of this, because I was just schooling at the time.
I'm in school now and I know exactly what that's like. I'm barely on this planet. Got it.
Okay, so there was a group of men and women from the Bergholz Amish community, and they were acting under the leadership of a man named Sam Mullet Sr. They carried out 5 coordinated attacks across Ohio.
Hold on. I can't tell why I'm not following, but just bear with me. The Bergholz is the name of the group or the name of the family?
It's the name of the town that they lived in. Like, Holmes County is where you find Amish.
Okay, so this is the Bergholz is the name of the town.
Was the Amish community. Yeah.
Sam Mullet?
Mullet.
Like business in the front, party in the back. Okay.
Yeah.
So he...
Senior.
Him and a group of people were Amish, or they were living in the town and did shit to the Amish?
They were Amish.
Okay.
Yes. I should have mentioned that. They were Amish. I'm going to go into it more.
Maybe I jumped the gun and maybe that's why I was confused because I didn't let you finish your sentence.
Well, I this was just a brief summary.
Okay. You know what? I just...
No.
Just trying to
I'm
stay
glad
on
that
track
you
here.
said that because it needed to be. I should have said that. So they were Amish.
Okay.
Sam Mullet Sr. decided to start a new sect. He didn't follow all of the Amish. It's called an Ordnung.
Ordnung.
It's hard to say, but that means, it just basically means the Amish rules.
Okay.
And
well, just like the Mennonites are a sect of...
all of the rules are like religious rules. Sure. So
like the Mennonites are the ones that wear like the Skechers sneakers and like have cell phones and like shop at Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see them all the time at our Walmart because we live in Ohio and so do they. Yeah. And they live only about 40 minutes away from us. So we go down to their Amish country all the time. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we patronize their delicious restaurants.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So, all right. Well, the attacks were planned, organized, carried out with weapons. The weapons included scissors, horse mane shears. I know, right? And battery-powered clippers.
Those motherfuckers.
And they were executed with the intent to humiliate, punish, and spiritually degrade the victims.
It's not funny. I'm still laughing because you said battery-powered, and I was just like, the audacity. Anyways, that's really terrible. I'm not laughing about what happened.
What about battery powered was funny?
I don't know. I just assumed that they shouldn't be using stuff like that. Next, you're
did
going to
too.
tell me they were wearing buttons or some shit. And
I did too, but no, it's just electricity they don't use.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They
But
use
how do
batteries.
You can okay. So it wasn't like a lithium ion. Just a Duracell AA.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay.
God's cool with batteries, guys.
Right.
I'm sorry. I can't take any of this seriously because I don't take any of that seriously. Like, what the fuck ever. You're a cult
okay. I
and
had
you
no
ride
idea.
your buggies around town and fuck up our streets, but you don't pay the taxes to fix the streets. That falls on my fucking back. You know what? I'm getting in. This is a whole different. This is not the point. These people,
I'm loving this.
These people were victimized, and I should be being nice, and I'm not because I'm an asshole.
I had no idea she did not think of the Amish like I do because I just think they're precious, and I love their lifestyle.
What is with you? And you fucking were all on board with Michael Jackson. You were like, he was a genius. Who cared if he diddled kids? Like, you're just fucking weird, I think.
I don't think
We're learning
he cared if he diddled kids.
No,
I think that he didn't.
No, I'm joking. You think that he didn't, despite quoting you. Yeah, their stories were really terrible and very believable, and I believed them. But I don't think he did it.
They could have coordinated their stories. I don't know.
I'm just picking on you, Mom. We're learning a lot. Apparently, I thought I knew you very well. And you thought you... I love that we're doing this because...
We're learning a lot
We're
about
learning
each other.
so much about each other. You had no idea. You didn't see my Snapchat that one time where we were... What? It was a holiday. Was it Labor Day or something? Or... I don't know. And for some reason, there was a bunch of fucking Amish in town. And I made a Snapchat following an Amish buggy like 15 cars back. And I was like... Oh, Jedediah, you know what I think we should do today? I think we should go out and fuck up traffic for the locals today. Oh, that'll be a great time.
That's how they talk. For those of you that don't know Amish, they have a little bit of an accent.
Maybe I'll post in the comments my Snapchat. Whatever. I don't even mean to sound hateful. I don't hate people that are religious, and I think religion and spirituality are deeply meaningful, which is why
this is true. I know this.
Which is why I can say that cutting their beards, like, I can say, like, no, that's fucking awful. Like, if you did that, you did it specifically to hurt them because you knew what it meant to them and you knew how important it was and what it signified. And, like, that's terrible. Like I said, nobody deserves that. Just because I think you're in a cult and that you abuse your women and you're fucking hypocrites a lot of the time. Like, whatever. Like, doesn't mean that you should be assaulted. So I have to take this more seriously. I just have to get into a serious mindset of not thinking everything that you say is like me wanting to go, okay, the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
She had no idea that I was this passionate about it.
I didn't. I mean, we go to their, well...
It's the same with any...
We've been to
it's the same with mega churches. They don't pay taxes, and they have like these tax-free and it's loopholes, and they make all this money, and the fucking owners live in these mansions. Meanwhile, us tithing people are fucking scraping by, and you're like using your tax-free. It's the same to me. That's the same as the Amish. It's all the same. It's all religious hoopla.
Yeah, but I tend to think that the Amish actually walk
at
what
least
they talk.
You feel like they're churning their own butter. No, they fucking mean it. Moms like, no.
I mean, they're Christians and they try to live like Jesus. They really do.
I get that.
So I wasn't aware that they abused their women. I'm not sure where that's coming from. Was that a documentary you saw?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to watch that. I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't want to speak on things that, but there's a lot of stories about incestuous behavior and it's just that
that's not very Jesus-like.
They live like Jesus, but in the same way that I could conflate this to Baptists, there's this hierarchy in religion of God, man, woman, children. And you absolutely know that I don't abide by a fucking hierarchy of men should rule over me. So you've lost me there. And the Amish definitely fall under a hierarchy scheme of how things go.
You've really looked into this.
Just one of those. I told you.
I'm just going to have this cheerful little description of Amish life.
You have to stop. I will keep going forever. I'm going to shut the fuck up. And I'm going to go, oh my God. You tell us the story. I'm going to put my coffee at my mouth so I shut up. Talk.
All right. Well, before we talk about the crimes, I want to talk about the Amish because that's what we usually do is talk about the victims to humanize them.
I don't know a lot about the Amish. Please do tell.
Oh, okay. Well, Courtney, since you don't know too much about the Amish, let me tell you that they began moving west from Pennsylvania to Ohio in the early 1800s. Mm-hmm. They were drawn here there was affordable, fertile farmland. We do have a lot of that. There was religious.
They are religious.
The religious tolerance here was good for them.
Do you know where one of their main towns was, where they set up like their own little Like they kind of like ruled that area back in the 1800s?
I don't.
Zor.
Oh, really?
Zor was a German, a primarily German town. Germans
that was
started, and they
Amish?
started those. Yeah,
I did not know that. Zor is just right
I think
15 minutes
I want to
away.
say it was Amish. I know it was German. Maybe now I'm mixing German. I think it was those values. For some reason that popped in my head, so it has to be kind of right. Now I'm just saying things that I don't even know are factual. But I want to say that that's right because I learned because we did the Ghost Walk tour, and they tell you about all the, and it was German, and a lot of the Germans were Amish or Mennonite. Like
Okay.
maybe
Yeah.
they were just Christian, but
Maybe.
maybe I'm thinking that because back in the 1800s, everybody looked Amish because everybody was just dressing really plainly. There was no colors.
That could be.
No, but they did. You're like, I know what you're saying though. Like it's not unusual. All like the Irish, group together. You want to live near people who speak the same language and have the same values, and
Yes.
makes sense. Continue.
Well, I thought, well, never mind. They found that the opportunity to build these self-sufficient farming communities was very readily available here. So by 1808, that's just 8 years after they moved here, Amish settlers had established the first Ohio communities in Holmes County, Wayne County, and then areas that remain the heart of Amish life today. So, as of 2025, Ohio actually has the largest Amish population in the United States. There are 80,000 Amish residents. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit.
And they're living in 10 houses. Just kidding.
They're second only to Pennsylvania, where that's where most of the other Amish communities are. There are more than 60 separate Amish settlements and hundreds of church districts scattered across Ohio. And we're talking about Holmes County, Geauga County, Tuscarawas County, and Wayne County. And then there's the Bergholz community, which is a breakaway sect. And that's established later in Jefferson County, which is eastern Ohio.
Okay.
Okay, so their faith and worship. For those of you that don't know about the Amish, they kind of dress like pilgrims.
That's accurate. Yeah.
Not a lot of color. Women wear dresses. Men wear baggy pants.
Maybe pastels, but again, that'll depend on your sect. But
Yeah, now you see women start to wear pastels.
yeah.
And the men will wear like a blue shirt.
No, yeah. Nothing flashy, though.
No, not at all. Just shapeless dresses.
Very, very much covered, and usually bonnets. Women hair are always up. Yeah, it's
And men in a hat with a brim.
men. Yeah, typically men in a hat.
I'll post pictures. But okay, so their faith and worship. I didn't know this. Services are held every other Sunday. And they're not in a church. They're in members' homes. So the preaching is done in Pennsylvania Dutch, which is a German dialect. And it is also called High German. And that's how they read the Bible. And the emphasis is on humility, forgiveness, and non-resistance. The family and gender roles, they have large families, often 6 to 10 children. That's normal. Marriage is for life. Divorce is rare. Men are typically farmers or craftsmen, and women manage the home, the garden, and the community gatherings. Traditionally, farmers. Many Ohio Amish now operate small businesses. That's true. They sell their wares.
Yeah.
So, like, some of things that they sell are furniture, other constructions like shelving, that kind of thing.
Here in this area, like growing up, if something was Amish made, you were paying like $100 more for it, and you were happy to do so because it meant quality. It meant craftsmanship. It meant that it would stand, like, you know how the things in like 1950s are still working, but the things we bought last year are fucking broken, and we go through shit so quickly. Amish made, always in your head, like growing up in this area, was like, oh, that shit's gonna last. I
Exactly.
want my rocking chair to be Amish made because
Yes.
I'm rocking that bitch
It's going to be passed
for
down
50
for
years.
4
Yes.
generations.
Does it? Do you agree? Like,
Yes.
did you think the same way growing up?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pay through the roof, but it's for a reason. It's going to last.
Yeah.
So other things they sell are quilts. They make beautiful quilts. I like their quilts.
What else do they have to do? But yeah, no, they are gorgeous. Yeah.
Blacksmithing. I have no idea what blacksmithing even means. Is that like horseshoes or something?
Yeah, metalworks. Blacksmithing is iron and metalworks to form horseshoes or
Okay.
nails or other iron.
Thank you for clarifying that. I really didn't know.
Yeah.
And baking. They bake delicious things, as we said.
They do.
We're talking
They do.
cheese, cookies,
Their apple
traditional
butter
meals.
be off the chain.
Apple butter. Yes.
What's that place? The Ashery. If you're from Ohio, Northeast Ohio, I can't think of what town it is now, but have you ever been to the Ashery?
No.
That used to be like a Herb and I Friday drive down to Amish country. It's like out past Brewster. I can't think of them. God, I wish my brain worked. But anyways, it's around this area, but they were just like a little like roadside business, but they did cheeses, meats, and you could order like bulk stuff, and they had pies and all this kind of stuff. But they did little sample bags, and that's what we would go, and we would go and get the little sample, and they're
Oh, that's fun.
Munster cheese.
Oh, she's got a thing for Munster cheese.
Oh my God. Yeah, we used to get those in their little like beef sticks and stuff, and
Yeah.
then just eat it on the way home. And oh
That
yeah,
Troyer's.
it was like worth the drive because it was just so goddamn delicious.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
it takes like 40 minutes to get to Amish country from where we're at.
Yeah,
Sometimes a
the
little longer,
closest
hour and a half.
closest Amish sect to us is like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
You're going out to Kidron. Kidron is very Amish, and then you're getting out, and then you're on your way towards Waynes County. That actually might be Waynes County, but or Wayne County. Why am I making it plural? You know what I mean. Wayne's World, Wayne County. Anyways, delicious food. I could also do
Party
a whole
time.
excellent food. I could do a whole fucking podcast just on places that I like to eat, so I can't keep going on about their food. But sometimes I
It's
wonder,
worth it.
the food you can't bullshit. Like you're gonna taste it and you're gonna be like, yeah, that's like real butter, and that was made like that's good. Sometimes I wonder if like the craftsmanship, if they're not just like shortcutting shit and being like, oh, stupid Englishman is gonna pay double for this. Sometimes I wonder
think so.
if we're
I
not
don't
getting
think
fucked.
they use nails. Maybe they do. They have ways of joining things where they cut the wood different, and it works like
Yeah, they do.
a nail.
Like, of course, if they were to make a dresser, they're going to do tongue and groove, which holds in better. Yes, but I think they still use.
Maybe for the
nails.
barn raisings.
Yeah, for the barn raising. Yes.
They raise a barn in
No,
a day.
I'm not. You're not wrong. It just was funny that you said it. The barn raisings.
They will totally, all of them get together, and what they call barn raising, they build a barn in an entire day, and it's up. So if somebody's barn burns down, or if a new family moves to a new place and needs a barn, they all come and they build that barn in a day, and they call it a barn raising.
Again, this depends on sect, because some of them would be more prone to using nails and things like that, but some of them like work on roofs here in town
Yeah.
because they drove here in a van and they have power tools, but they're dressed like Amish.
Shalmo builders.
Like you're gonna be like, that's an Amish person on that roof, but you're gonna see them like working like a normal person.
Our house in Perry was built by Amish. Shalmo builders, hired Amish.
Hired Amish.
Yeah. So that was a good house.
There you go.
Well, also they have gorgeous homes, but there's no electricity in them or gas or anything like that. They don't use what they call us English. So anybody that's not Amish is referred to as English. So that's English have electricity and gas.
Because they came from Germany, but we came from England, I'm guessing, is the,
Sounds right. And, the farm at Walnut Creek.
Yes.
This place is so cool.
It is cool, but you know how I feel about being pulled by horses.
I love it. So they have these giant draft horses that pull this big wagon, like a big heavy duty wagon, and
it can hold like 30 people. It's huge.
And they have kids come from schools, and they'll have little parties, and they'll have like 10 wagons go out, and
it's this huge reservation of land, a shitload of acres,
rolling hills,
and they
beautiful.
have this. It's fucking gorgeous. It's breathtaking. It really is, because there's nothing out there but just land and sky, and it's gorgeous. And then they have these huge buffalo
beasts
and beastly animals with horns that start off at the base of their head this big and curve out, and they give you buckets of food. And these animals are so like docile at this point that they just like mosey up, and they're like,
they just stick their big old tongues
and they just
out,
and they just want to eat.
And it's food pellets.
But people like me are like, first, let's start with the horse. If I was a horse and you were like, oh, I'm going to hook up to you and you're going to pull this heavy ass cart around all day long, I'd be like, the fuck I am. And I would like buck and go crazy, and I would overturn the cart and kick you and stomp on you. So that's what I'm always afraid is going to happen. And then I'm afraid...
That has never happened.
It's never happened.
Their horses are so well trained and tame.
That's also another allegation, is that they are mean to their horses. They do not respect animals like Englishmen do, where we like love our stuff.
You are ruining my love for the Amish.
Beat their animals, is what I've heard.
If they beat their animals, I am never going to Walnut Creek again. Never. I don't want to have anything to do with animal abuse. Yes, she would. You can diddle little kids, and I will listen to your music. Beat an animal.
And fuck your cheeses.
I'll still eat the cheese.
You just have no boundaries. You're wild. Oh, Mama, I love you so much. But then, you just got these big horns. What if your cart overturns and then this big horned animal is like, what's up? But they do have drafts, too. The drafts are really cool. There's Big George.
Is that I love the Scottish Highland cow. He's got like red hair.
The shaggy. Aren't they the shaggy ones?
Yeah, they're shaggy, long haired, and it's red.
But I just feel like they could easily kill you, and you're just out like mile out in the middle of nowhere. What happens if the horse dies? And they're like, oh, we have to walk back. And I'm like, the fuck we do. Bring out the next one.
That's what they would do. They're not going to make you walk. They're very hospitable.
I'm just scared. I don't know why.
They have giraffes.
I just said that.
I
said Big George. See, she's like 5 minutes
I thought you were talking
behind.
about a cow when you said Big George.
No, I said draft. But maybe you thought I meant draft horses.
That's what I thought you said, draft.
I don't, because maybe I called them drafts. A giraffe. They have giraffes.
I thought you said draft. I thought you were talking
about
bar charts, big horses,
pie chart, graphs.
Oh my gosh, let's continue. So their transportation, they have horse-drawn buggies for travel, and the buggies have, wooden wheels that have the spindles that they make. Okay, and that's what metal.
Yeah.
Blacksmithing.
They're not always wooden. Sometimes they're iron. Yeah.
There's blacksmithing around the wood.
And then when we do our fresh pavement and they take their skinny little fucking wheels over them, they fuck up the pavement. And then if you have to drive anywhere, and they're like, oh, sorry, that's your problem, stupid.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I think it's trucks, big semi-trucks messing up the pavement. Because when you go down to where they live and their buggies are at mostly, the roads are nice.
Where it's chip and seal and where it's gravel?
I don't know what that means.
You're trying to make points. You're like, oh, I don't even know what roads are made out of. Courtney, you're wrong. Why? I don't know. I don't know, but I trust these fuckers, and you should too. their roads are great. And they're nice to their animals.
And they're women.
And they're Jesus-like.
They're very Jesus-like. Okay, it says here that they might hire English drivers if they have to take a taxi for very long distances, like hospital trips or business deliveries.
And this is something I wish our viewers would comment. If you're not from this area, have you ever heard the term Yoder Toter? And do you know what that means?
I'm from the area, and I haven't heard that, but it's hilarious.
You've never heard that?
No.
Oh my God, yeah. So like when we go to Walmart, you either have like your really legit, who I have more respect for, Amish that come in the fucking buggy, and you know that's a full fucking day's trip. You know that the night before you were prepping because you had to take 4 hours to get to Walmart, your horse and buggy. And then you had to shop, and then you had to fucking make the 4-hour trip home, and people are honking at you, and it's a thing. Okay. Those ones I have respect for. Now, there's like the Mennonites or the sects that cheat, and they're like, that's just not convenient. I think God and Jesus would be okay if we use like an automobile. And they won't drive them though. So they hire people in these massive people mover vans, like the kind that fit like 12 people, and we call them Yoder Toters. Like you see them like...
The Amish's last name, a lot of them, their last name is Yoder.
Yes.
Or Troyer.
Yeah, there's a lot of the typical names.
Okay.
So, why? Why is it all Yoder and Troyer? Incest. We go back. Anyways, Illuminati confirmed. Anyways, what I'm saying is, yeah, they say like Yoder Toters. And I'm just wondering if people from elsewhere know that. Or if they're like, no, it wouldn't be racist. Would it be racist? Would it be bigot? What would I be? No, you bitch. We've never heard of that. We wouldn't say such things.
I have no idea. But another thing that you might not have heard of, a tradition, is sauerkraut and pork for New Year's.
Oh, no, we do that. Yeah. Well, is that because of
We do that in Ohio and Pennsylvania. But guess what? In California, they never heard of such a thing. Unless they're from Ohio or Pennsylvania.
Oh, I look forward to my New
Year's. And
Year's.
guess why not? We do it here because it's supposed to bring luck for the new year. That is an Amish. It came from the Amish. It's an Amish tradition. So my sister, who moved out to California, was talking to her friends about, you want to come over for sauerkraut and pork for New Year's? And they were like,
the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, what do you mean? And she's like, don't you have sauerkraut and pork?
Well, it makes sense because don't certain religions, like don't Jews never have pork? Aren't they not allowed to ever eat pork?
Yeah.
And isn't there a crossover there as well? Like,
I think you're right. Yeah, because
don't quote me, but there are certain religions that...
I don't want to name names, but our friendly neighborhood drummer...
Yes. He doesn't eat pork?
No, he does not eat pork.
Okay, so, you know what? Jews and Muslims, a lot more in common than not. I think there's a lesson there. But anyways, it couldn't have come from them. So that makes sense that it's either Christian or Jesus believing or a country like Germany.
I think it's a Pennsylvania Dutch thing. I think, it's just like a German thing.
Oh, I love it.
Sauerkraut and pork. So
thank God I eat disgusting pigs.
Yeah, we love sauerkraut, pork, mashed potatoes with sour cream on New Year's.
Hell yeah.
All right. They do... So a lot of people were running over the Amish in their cars. So at nighttime when the buggies were out, and these highways
car
are like,
accidents
people go 45 to 50 miles an hour in a car, and you come over a hill and there's an Amish buggy doing 5 miles an hour.
You stated it as if like Amish people are walking down the street. People are just like, skirt.
2 points.
People are just running over the Amish around here. Get the fuck out of my way.
I was trying to set up for my next statement, which is that reflectors and lanterns are now used for night safety.
Yes.
They
do. They have
before.
like the little triangle reflectors and they carry lanterns and stuff. It is dangerous. Even during the day, quite honestly, because in Amish country, it's so twisty, turny, and windy.
You go around a corner and boom, there's an Amish going 5 miles an hour.
It's open for a while and it's beautiful and you're 45 and then,
I never do 45, as you well know.
Mom won't do 45 on the fucking freeway. So that means nothing to me. You're constantly holding up traffic.
I'm as bad as the Amish. I go slow, but I like to Sunday drive, especially in Amish country. It's beautiful, and I'm just taking my time. And I don't want to hit a nice Amish couple with their baby.
I don't want to hit anybody either, but I want to get where the fuck I'm going. But anyways.
All right.
Yes, it is dangerous, and there have been a lot of accidents and a lot of people taken to the hospital, lives lost. It is dangerous.
Yeah, it's sad. So technology and modernity. As we already said, I'm really bad at words.
Anonymity.
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 What was that other word I said the other day?
Anonymity.
No, there was another one.
Oh.
Disheveled.
God. Instead of disheveled, you kept saying disheveled.
Okay. Oh, that's all right.
You're right. I forgot about that one.
I'm well read, not well scripted. Okay, so
the modernity.
I don't know how you say that.
Maybe it's modernity. I don't know. Keep going. Modernity. Madonna.
Modernity.
Technology and Madonna.
All right. Who cares? We did say they avoid electricity and gas, but it's not necessarily just a rejection of technology itself. They see it as a desire to avoid dependence and pride.
Yeah.
So, their education. This was interesting.
I can dig that, by the way. I can dig doing things simply. I do admire that about them.
I do too. I love it.
I can respect that.
Let's start our own sect.
If I'm going to start a cult, I've already have ideas. We'll do that another episode.
All right. Amish children, they attend one-room schoolhouses, and they only go to 8th grade.
Who needs more than that?
Well, after that, they work on the family farm or in, blacksmithing trades. And the schooling focuses on reading, arithmetic, and practical skills, not college preparation. I am totally for that.
You know that I am all for trade jobs and union jobs, and I totally
think they should teach practical things in school, not stuff we're never going to use.
Everybody should know how to sew something. Everybody should know how to cook.
Everybody should know how to do their taxes.
Yes.
And balance a checkbook.
Yes, and everybody should know how to use basic tools and the purpose of basic tools. And
good point.
So no, I totally agree with that, but I disagree with discouraging higher thinking if it is someone's passion to want to do higher learning and to extend their knowledge past the 8th grade, which is where we go back into, I think it's a cult, because if not, why would you have any problem educating them? And, I think it's a way
I can agree with that.
Keep them down.
Because I'm all about education.
Yeah.
And reading.
I'm not about our current curriculum. That's fucking garbage.
Right.
And it's not about educating. But education in and of itself and learning is deeply important. So.
I agree.
And if they were taught to expand their minds, there wouldn't be Amish anymore.
All right, let's talk about discipline. Is that what it said? Yeah, community and discipline. Each district has about 20 to 40 families. And in that 20 to 40 family district, they have a bishop who is the leader, a minister, and a deacon. The church discipline includes they have confession. That's where you confess your sins. They have repentance. That's where you say and not do the sin anymore. You say, I'm not going to do it anymore. You repent. And then when necessary, there's shunning, And that means avoiding social contact with unrepentant members.
Shun the non-believer.
And it's to encourage them to return to the faith.
Yes.
What did you say?
You wouldn't get it because remember the other day when we were talking about the kickoff of YouTube and videos that like millennials will like immediately. There's a whole, you want to talk about sects of people. There's a whole group that just immediately knew what I was referring to when I said, shun the non-believer.
Okay.
I'll show you a video later. Yeah.
Okay.
But, yes, ostracizing, that does happen. And there are certain groups, again, it depends on how serious they're taking it. There are certain groups that will completely ostracize and cut you off and say like, oh, you want to live that way? Good luck. There are groups that will continue to have relationships with you. There are groups that will continue to let you come over with your new family. It just depends.
It does. There's different sects. So they have beliefs about having their picture taken. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know why?
I hear
pretty
jokes.
Simple. It's pretty simple, but I'm curious if you know why.
I've heard jokes that it steals your soul.
That's not the Amish. That's the people that live, the Aboriginals. That's not the Amish.
Either way.
That's the Aborigines.
Potato, tomato. No. What is it?
It is based on their deep commitment to humility and separation from the world.
Oh, that it's vain to have your picture taken?
It's the second commandment. Do you know about the 10 Commandments?
Yeah. Are they the same as are Amish 10 Commandments the same as?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. Then yeah, yes.
That thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. So it's a graven image. And they follow that to a T.
Wait, what? That's in the Bible? That's the second commandment?
Yeah. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not make any graven image.
What the fuck does that mean? Wait, hold on. I feel like I'd never heard that. Maybe I just ignore it because I was like, don't kill. Got it. Okay. What is graven image?
Like a reproduction. It could be like a statue with a person's face on it, or a picture, a painting with a person's face.
So like it's cool to paint something of Jesus and give him cred, but you shouldn't do one of yourself?
You can paint landscapes, but not of other people, especially posing. They are totally against posing.
What about the fucking Last Supper?
And pride. They don't believe in that. That's Christians. That's not them. They're Amish. They follow it more closely than...
No, that's what I'm asking. It's the same 10 Commandments as the Christian Bible, though, right? They just read it in German. So that came from the Christian Bible. So you're telling me Christians also don't believe in pictures? Or shouldn't?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's why it's all made up. Okay, I'm just trying to follow along.
Yeah. Each Christian sect follows its own beliefs.
Yeah, no.
They're just I don't believe in that. I'll start a new sect.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to be Baptists. We're going to be Protestants. We're going to be Methodists.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right. We're not trying to step on anybody's faith.
I am shitting all over your faith. I'm sorry.
Okay. Not me.
Sorry, not sorry.
I understand. I love my Jesus. Don't like church.
Fair enough.
So, okay. They have this thing called Gelassenheit. It's not Gesundheit. It's Gelassenheit. I love German words. They're so fun. Cool.
Yes.
It means humility. It's their main Amish concept. They are all about submission, yielding, or letting be. It represents the ideal of humility before God, obedience to church authority, and simplicity and modesty. So, Gelassenheit. Allowing oneself to be photographed, particularly in a way that draws attention, is seen as prideful, the opposite of Gelassenheit.
Okay.
Okay. When tourists visit Holmes County or Lancaster County, you'll see signs that read, "Please don't take pictures of the Amish." They will allow it, but they won't pose for you, so don't ask them to. And if you happen to take a snapshot of them, it's not like they think their soul's going to be stolen. They just aren't going to pose for it, All right, so now that we have a more of an idea of what Amish are like, this is going to be hilarious. Their deep beliefs and culture of religious obedience. What do you think of the Amish?
They seem really great.
According to my
I feel
investigative,
I feel the same way about how I feel about every religion. At the core of it, I think it's
beautiful.
wonderful. I think that it's a good thing. I think people ruin it.
People ruin it.
They turn it into
Reasons
something.
for war.
Yeah, even though it's supposed
reasons to be better than others.
Yeah, it's supposed to be about
reasons
selflessness
to make money.
Yeah, it's not.
Reasons for fame. Yeah.
At its face value, no, I think it's wonderful. Living a simple life, living off the land, focusing on family and working not for yourself like business, but like just working to keep your family going and your land going. And I have no problem with that. It's the rest of it.
All right, well, let's talk about the cult of Sam Mullet Sr. So who is he? He was born in the Amish community, but he was described as controlling, harsh, and deeply charismatic, which is totally against everything that they're about.
Controlling, harsh, deeply charismatic.
Yeah, they're humble, humid. What's the word I'm looking for?
Humble.
Humble. Is that what I'm looking for?
Humility is humble.
Humility.
Yeah. Yes.
In the mid-90s, he moved his family and several followers to a remote area near a town called Bergholz, Ohio. And then he slowly formed this cult-like enclave. Is it enclave or enclave?
Enclave.
Okay. She knows everything. I know nothing. I am only an employee.
I know that it's enclave.
That sounds right. All right. Well, over time, the enclave became more isolated and more tightly controlled. By 2001, so this is about 10 years after it was formed, Mullet was ordained as a bishop. And this happened under irregular circumstances.
Okay.
So normally, this ceremony is participated with 3 bishops. And then they make another one a bishop. And he only had one other bishop.
I think you're just confused because this is nonsensical. I think that's why you're like, what?
Maybe. She's just going to make fun of me this whole episode. I love it.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm making fun of the religion.
Okay.
I'm not, but I would never.
Well, anyways, the fact that he just kind of made his own bishoping ceremony.
He was like,
I'm going to do it my way. That bothered other Amish leaders in their community.
I bet it did. It's not how you do it.
Former members of the Bergholz cult said that he had a very authoritarian leadership. He exerted intense control over religious life, discipline, and daily decisions. He had very harsh punishments and very harsh shunnings. And then families who questioned him or left were excommunicated, which is different than shunning. That's just you're kicked out and you're not allowed back in. Yeah. You're excommunicated. So that's kind of what he was up to. Also, they were becoming very isolated. The community increasingly pulled away from the mainstream Amish norms and other districts. They just became their own little sect. And then allegations of abuse and cult-like control, including forced confessions, extreme discipline, and blurred boundaries of spiritual authority. The forced confessions have to do with this counseling that involved coercion or forced confessions with the married women. So we're kind of getting into, well, okay, so Sam would take a married woman alone into his room, and he would make her confess. And then if she didn't have anything to confess, he would make her confess things that weren't true. And then he would hoard them over her and use them against her to keep her controlled. And doesn't this sound like NXIVM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was that guy's name? Do you remember?
Or Scientology or
Yes, Scientology does the same thing.
any of these things where it's about making you feel unworthy, and it's head games. It's mind control. It's head games, but it works.
And he wasn't charged with SA, but women have accused him of SA in these little confession things. So, yeah. He also declared himself the spiritual authority over marriages, shunnings, and church discipline. So now he's planning who marries who doesn't get to marry who's getting shunned.
If you grew up reading the Bible, though, this is exactly where I'd end up. If I grew up being like force-fed the Bible and thought everything in it was completely true, this is exactly, I'd be like, you guys don't understand how fucking serious this is. Y'all better, God's not fucking around. That's how I would take it too far, too. As you well know.
Well, I never did that.
No, Mom never took the Bible way too serious. The Bible's no fucking joke if you believe it. Isn't that the whole point? Like, to believe it? I get how you get there. I get how people get there. So I'm just like, yeah, that's exactly where I would imagine this train landed, is crazy town.
Yeah, crazy town. All right, well, mainstream Amish leaders stepped in. They attempted peaceful mediation because people were getting excommunicated and then going and complaining the other Amish communities, the other Amish bishops. So the bishops would come back to Bergholz and talk to Sam and say, is there a way we can peacefully, talk about this? And
yeah.
Some visited to counsel Mullet, and instead of reconciliation, he perceived these visits as personal attacks and threats to his authority. He was very paranoid.
Sounds like he has a touch of borderline personality disorder.
Think? Yeah, he sounds very borderline.
Yeah.
Yep. So, concerns were so serious that hundreds of Amish ministers met to review Bergholz's excommunications. They ultimately overruled his decisions, and they freed expelled families to join other communities without Mullet's approval.
Okay.
Well, you can imagine how that went over.
I'm sure he didn't like that. It threatened his authority.
Exactly. He and his followers, this was a direct challenge to his authority.
Yes.
And his version of faith. So, resentment grew, paranoia grew inside the community. This belief took hold that everyone outside is against us. Very black and white thinking. Yeah. So there's the borderline. You're right.
It sounded like, what's his name? David.
Oh, yeah.
Gesh. Why am I?
What is his name?
Gesh.
The is that the one where
fucking Waco?
Yeah, Waco.
Yeah. Why can't I think of his name?
I can't
David
either.
Koresh. David Koresh. Is that correct?
That sounds right.
I can picture him, but that it's very much like it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because you're like, they're all against us, and then they're like, hey, we're against you, and you're like, he fucking said you were gonna be. I'm like, well, yeah, because you're acting nuts and hoarding weapons and doing all this wild shit. But yeah, it sounds like that's the path you're on.
Yep. So they said other Amish leaders are hypocrites. We in Bergholz are the true believers. So then let's talk about shunning, because not everybody understands it. So you have to understand.
Yes, I'm going to shun you right now.
What shunning is. You're not shunning me. Okay, she kind of is. The Amish place a high value on Gelassenheit, which we already went over.
Which is what happens when you sneeze. Yes.
A religious concept emphasizing humility.
Yeah.
Right. I already said that. Okay, shunning is used only when a baptized adult breaks the church rules, which is called Ordnung, Ordnung.
Can I see that word? I just want to see
Ordnung.
Ordnung. Got it. Okay.
It's a weird word.
I feel like I've heard it before, but I think that I was hearing it as ordnum, like ending in an M.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if that's the word that I was just, because I don't think I've ever seen it in writing before. But anyways, I get what you're saying.
Okay. And then if they refuse to repent or reconcile with the church, it's not considered simply misbehavior, but it's considered a violation of their promise to God. So how they get shunned is, it doesn't just happen suddenly. It has a process. There's a warning, and then there's counseling. Church leaders meet privately with the person to discuss the behavior and encourage repentance.
Yeah, you can't just be kicking people out all willy-nilly, because, like, who's going to turn the butter and, like, make the nails and plow the fields? You got to be like, hey, dude, come on, get your head on straight.
Well, then they have a church vote, and if the person refuses to change or refuses to confess, the congregation votes. Amish churches must have near unanimous agreement before imposing this shunning.
Okay.
So then they make an announcement, and the bishop announces that there's a shunning at the next communion cycle or church service. And then the community has to respond by all baptized members are expected to participate in the shunning. So if you're in, what's that called?
Rumspringa, yes.
Rumspringa. You're not baptized yet. So no, you're a teen.
Rumspringa is your chance to see how the English live and experience it, and then make your choice, which is another actual thing that I agree with. Even though, I mean, it's goofy because you've indoctrinated them their entire childhood that this is the one way. And then they've gone into town and they've seen other ways, but you've just told them, like, yeah, those people are against God and it's evil their whole life. But then Rumspringa happens, which is when you're on the cusp of becoming an adult and you're allowed to leave the community, see what the English life has to offer, and then decide if you want to break away and live like the English, or if you are coming back to the church and it's your way of saying, like, it's my choice. I made this choice and I'm denying this and I'm choosing God.
And then they're baptized. And then once you're baptized is when you can be shunned.
And if you've ever seen, what's that show? There's a show about this where there's like all these like Amish shows on now.
I don't think I've seen them.
They track Amish lives in Holmes County and shit like that.
Oh, wow.
And it goes through, and so they talk about Rumspringa on there sometimes. And
okay. Well, you can't get shunned if you're not baptized, so that you can't shun a teenager or a child. And the teenagers and the children don't have to follow, they don't have to shun the adult that's baptized. So they don't have to shun, and they can't be shunned. You have to be baptized to follow this practice.
Huh.
So basically you have to be an adult.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that the children didn't partake.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I guess it makes sense. To me, it makes sense that you wouldn't shun a child. But I would have thought that they told the children, like, no, we're not talking to Mary Elizabeth right now. Fuck her.
Yeah, no, they don't force the children to do that. Huh. You have to believe in their faith before you can do its practices. So, okay. Like, you have to be baptized.
Yeah, but they don't let the children use, like, electricity and listen to Taylor Swift. So
it is kind of hypocritical, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're opening my eyes. I don't think too much. I just look at the surface.
She's like, look how sweet they are, and they made me cheese. These darlings. Mom, you just have too big a heart. How many times have I said your heart's bigger than your brain? It really is. And it's not an insult. I'm not insulting you. It's a wonderful, genuine quality that you have to just love and accept people. And I, like the Grinch, have a heart that's 3 sizes too small and all this fucking brain, and I'm an asshole. So
I would disagree, but it's okay. That's one of the things I love about you.
She loves that I'm an asshole.
All right, so what does shunning looks like? Limited table fellowship. They're allowed to eat, but they have to sit separately and not share the same table.
Like mean girl. It's like mean girl behavior.
It's called symbolic rather than punitive.
You can't sit with us.
No business interaction. They cannot conduct business with church members. Limited social interaction, not riding in the same buggy, not accepting gifts, not voting on church matters, and not participating in communal labor like barn raisings.
You can take your bike, bitch.
Importantly, shunned people are not exiled or banned from homes. They're still visited. They can still attend church services. Their basic needs, support, and emergency help are never denied. The goal is correction, not exile. And then how long does it last? Until the person confesses, apologizes, and repents.
So it's just adult grounding.
Asked to be restored to the church. Basically. And forgiveness is guaranteed. They don't hold a grudge. The Amish do not keep people shunned indefinitely.
Do they do that? Do they have dunce caps?
I have no idea. Do you know my mom used to make us wear dunce caps? I am not kidding. When we were little kids, we had dunce caps.
Didn't know that.
And we also had something called a thinking cap. This is a little horrible, but my mom...
Oh, Christ.
When I was 4...
Where's this going?
It's bad. When I was 4, maybe 3, because I have a good memory of my childhood. I could have been 3 or I could have been 4. If we did something dumb, which 3 and 4-year-olds do, a lot of that, we were given the thinking cap. And we were led to the closet where we were told to sit, and the door was closed with our thinking cap on, which was just this orange knit winter hat. It was called the thinking cap. Mm-hmm. And we had to think about the dumb thing we did and make sure we never did it again.
Who came up with that? You're telling me your mother came up with that?
Yes.
Was she diagnosed bipolar?
No. Maybe. She did go to counseling when we all grew up and stopped talking to her.
She just did some, real, creatively manic shit sometimes, and that does it for me. I know what they're going to have to do. Go sit in the fucking closet, but wear this hat. Think about it.
The thinking cap.
The thinking cap.
Go get the thinking cap.
I want you to go think about how fucking dumb you are. Go think on that. Actually, I could see myself doing that. I wouldn't put him in the closet. That's where it gets dark for me. But I could see me being like, Harvey, put this hat on. This is a thinking cap. Do you think that was a good choice? I'm just passive aggressive. I guess I got it honest.
I guess so. Not.
That's wild. I did not. That's the first time I've ever heard that story. What a story. Oh, R.I.P. Grandma.
My mother. All right.
Back to the Amish.
The common misconception: they're shunned and cut off forever. It's meant as a punishment. It's not. It's intended as spiritual correction, not revenge. They don't believe in revenge. They're abandoned by their families. No, it's more emotional distance, but the relationship continues. And that all Amish groups shun harshly. The reality is it really does vary widely by district, which is what you were saying.
Yes, and the shun is different than the ostracizing. It depends on what you've done and
yes,
and that kind of stuff.
So the escalation. So we were talking about how all the 100 bishops came and said to Mullet, we disagree with your decision to excommunicate. We're going to put them in this community.
You alone can't just say they're not welcome in the Amish community anymore. That's not how it works. It's supposed to be a process. It's supposed to be voted on. So your one vote versus our 100. Fuck you.
Right. So they face this as a personal challenge, and they also had these custody battles because some
would
of
a
the
parent
family
get ostracized, but not the father and the kid, something.
Some of the people were on this side, some of the family were on this side, and who's gonna be in charge of the children, and see what I mean? So Mullet interpreted these bad events as signs that the community had failed spiritually. As a result, and part of a twisted form of discipline and repentance, some of the Bergholz members cut their own hair and beards. And then
they were ride or dies. Wow.
that's the idea that would become the series of assaults.
So they cut their own beard, and then Samuel was like,
Exactly.
"You've got me thinking."
Yes.
This is him braiding it.
I see.
And then this is him slowly pulling out the braid. Yes, I'm going to cut their fucking beards off.
All right. The attacks. There were 5 raids and 9 victims. And this happened over a period up from September to November. So October, November. So 2 months.
Okay. I feel like, is this... I don't want to get... I'm guessing... I'm just like any other crime story. So my guess is that any of the 100 bishops that went against him that he felt slighted, he broke into their communities and harmed their members.
Cha-ching, bingo, you win the prize.
So it's less about
totally targeted.
teaching a lesson and more about revenge. And
it's, not random, totally targeted, all about revenge.
All about revengements.
And anybody who opposed his behavior, anybody who supported overturning Mullet's excommunications, any people who had spoken out against him, any people who had left the community, or relatives or formal friends of Bergholz members. So you were right on track with that.
And you'd have to be terrified because, well, they have animals, I guess. They have like dogs and shit around, but like, and there's a lot of people, but they keep like strokes out. It's got to be hard to know if someone's sneaking on your fucking farmland and you have no security and lights.
Yeah, no lights. I mean, just little
and
oil
they're
lamps.
dressed like you, like.
Yeah, they look just like you.
Yeah.
Is it a friend or a foe?
Right. Anyways.
Okay, we took a little break.
We took a break. Potty break. And now because Mom had to walk 2 flights of stairs, she's going to be breathing like Darth Vader into the mic. So you guys get to enjoy that on top of if anyone flushes the toilet and if the heat kicks on.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, I'm sorry. I know you can hear my breathing on the microphone and it's really loud and I sound like a beast.
And then the Amish.
Oh, no. Yeah, so I apologize for that. I do have a medical condition, which makes it hard for my heart to pump, and I don't get enough oxygen, and then I breathe heavy.
Sorry, my heart sucks and my lungs suck.
So
thanks for being here with us anyways.
I did quit smoking recently. I'm 2 months.
She did. Yeah, she did.
After a 3-pack-a-day habit, and I am down. Well, I was down 80 pounds. Now I'm down 60 pounds because I gained 20 of it back since I quit smoking. But I'm no longer on the real bad cravings, so I'm no longer overeating to compensate, so I will lose that weight again. And plus more, one step at a time. I'm working on my health.
I just recrossed my leg.
No more salt. Basically, all the things I love are gone. I'm diabetic.
Basically, now that she's going to have a long life to live, she has no reason to. All
right, whatever. I loved my cigarettes.
I know you did.
Part of my day.
Cigarettes, grandkids. Oh, so close.
I quit for my family's sake, not because
we love you very much.
Back to our story.
You can smoke me, Mom.
All right, let's talk about the first attack. It happened on September 6th, 2011.
Okay.
The victim was Bishop Raymond Hirschberger.
A bishop.
And his wife, who was Barbara Hirschberger.
Okay. Hirschberger. Yes, that's another really popular one. Herb dated a Hirschberger.
Oh, really?
And her family was...
Amish?
Left, yes. But they still communicated, and they would get invited to parties. Amish know how to fucking party, is what I was told. And Herb got to go to some of these parties.
That's kind of cool.
My ex-husband told me about this, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Wild, right?
Yeah. Maybe they had a big party after the barn raising and got down with some fiddle.
Work hard, play hard.
I'm all for
Wiz
that.
Khalifa didn't start that. The Amish started that. Yeah. So, anyways, continue. So, it was September 6, 2011, and it was a bishop and Barbara Hirschberger. Raymond.
Yeah. So, he was a longtime Amish bishop. He was very respected across multiple districts, known for his moderate leadership style and for helping resolve disputes. He was a father and a grandfather, and he had strong family connections in the region. Barbara was a wife of Bishop Hirschberger and a traditional Amish woman who had never cut her hair her entire life. That's traditional for them.
Yes.
She was known for her quiet temperament and service within women's Bible groups. So why was he targeted? Because he had spoken out against the rigid teachings coming from the Bergholz community. He was one of the bishops who tried to counsel Sam Mullet's behavior, and his refusal to support Mullet's authoritarian direction made him an enemy. So the impact of the attack was his beard, worn since early adulthood and sacred as a symbol of marriage and faith, was violently removed. Violently. His wife's hair was also cut, leaving both emotionally devastated, and the attack caused widespread shock among the regional Amish communities.
Yeah, it's such a severe way to victimize these people.
It really is. It's like a...
Well, they have so little to take because they do live so simply, and to take something that is so symbolic to them.
It is. It's just...
Can you imagine growing your hair your whole life and then cut it? Like us girls, we go 6 months and then we're like, oh, I don't know if I could do a bob. I don't want to lose all my hair. Like, and that's just vanity. Can you imagine if it actually meant something more than that? Like,
it's considered a deep spiritual violation, and she felt publicly humiliated within the Amish culture, and she said that feeling was profound and lasting.
I'm sure.
The attackers were Johnny Mullet, who is Sam's son, Lester Mullet, Levi Miller, and then others, unnamed. What happened? The men drove from Bergholz to the bishop's home around midnight. They forced their way inside. This was a home invasion under Amish quiet conditions with no warning and no confrontation expected. They restrained the bishop. One attacker shouted that he was a fallen leader and needed to be punished. Then they produced scissors and horse mane shears, and his beard was hacked off violently, cut unevenly, and ripped in places. Pieces of hair were left on the floor as a humiliation. And then his wife was attacked next, and her long hair was grabbed, pulled downward, and chopped off in fistfuls. The couple was left terrified, crying, and physically injured from being shoved and restrained. And the attackers actually took photos afterward as proof for Sam Mullet that they had completed the mission.
Wow, insult to injury.
This crime actually triggered Amish leaders to contact police. But let's talk about the Amish principle of turning the other cheek.
They often try to handle things in-house and not utilize English, what would that be? I don't
Government.
Government.
Things.
Yeah, the police are government to them. So they try not to involve them. And
they prefer to handle it in the community with the bishop.
Which is why they
don't have police officers.
Yeah, which is why they have their processes and things like that. So, yeah, I'm sure that wasn't an easy decision, but
it was terrifying what happened.
Yeah.
So they have this principle called turning the other cheek. This is a biblical foundation that comes directly from Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, which is a wonderful sermon.
It's great.
I love the Sermon on the Mount.
I know you do. I really have nothing against. Like I said, at its core, I think the story of the Bible is wonderful. I just think it's a story. That's where you and I differ, I think.
Blessed are the meek, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven, and they shall inherit the earth.
It's beautiful. It is. And I also don't claim to know jack shit. My beliefs mean nothing. They believe something. My spirituality means something to me. I do not. And I think it should only mean something to me. And yours should mean something to you. And you should follow it deeply because only you can know what your heart is telling you. And if the Amish believe this, okay. Like, I don't ever claim to be all knowing or like my way's the right way.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I live
I
and let
have to
live.
follow what
I live and let live.
Yeah, I have to follow what I feel, and no one can feel what I feel,
Coexist.
and I can't feel what you feel. Yeah, exactly. Yes, and I absolutely can empathize that these were terrible crap. Like, what a specific and calculated and hateful and
Evil.
because of being one of them, he knew exactly what this was going to do to them.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, like,
That's why he did it.
It's awful.
It's the worst
Yeah.
thing he could have done.
so I might make cracks on religions call Amish cults, but this is absolutely fucking senseless and cruel, and I don't make any. I absolutely am not making light of that. So I just want to throw that out there. I'm not,
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
not fucking absolutely cruel and hateful, and I talk a mad shit, but I wouldn't hurt somebody.
No, never. No, you try very hard to be very inclusive. And yeah.
And when we're out places and the kids are like, "Why are they dressed like that?" I'm like, because that's what they believe, and that's their culture, and that's their beliefs, and that they dress that way for God. And I tell the kids, like, don't stare and just talk to them normal, and look at the kids, they dress that way too. And I'm like, yeah, wave to them, they're just children. So I'm not like, oh yeah, fuck those cult people. Like, I would never, ever, ever. But I digress. I just don't want everybody on the internet to think I'm heartless.
I don't either. Please don't think she's heartless.
No, I just say a lot of shit, but I go home and I cry. I'm a baby.
Let's talk about the specific passage that teaches them to turn the other cheek. It's from Matthew chapter 5, verse 39. It says, "But I say to you, do not resist an evil person. But whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other to him also." This directly opposes the Old Testament teaching of an eye for an eye.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Old Testament, they do something bad to you, do something bad to them. New Testament, they
I've
do
said
something
many
bad
times,
to you.
I can dig Old Testament God. Old Testament God was like, fuck around and find out. And that's how I
Yes.
feel about Old Testament God was very black and white, and I can dig that. Old Testament God was like, oh, okay, you're pissing me off, flood. Fuck you. Try again next time if you can make it through the flood. Okay? I can dig that. New Testament, Jesus was like, hey, it's all good. And he was like peaceful, and
We're not going to fight.
it just seemed like,
Go ahead and crucify me.
it just seemed like religion's way of being like, oh, this original version was so harsh that like nobody, like even the most devout can't fucking follow it. We got to lighten it up a little bit. That's how it feels to me. It feels like you can be a little less serious about what is supposed to be your fucking eternal life. And that is where you lose me. But Jesus was cool.
Jesus was cool. And that thing I read that I said about blessed are the meek, that's not the Sermon on the Mount, I don't think. It's the Beatitudes. Now I'm confused. Brain fog.
Okay, menopause.
All right.
Blessed are the menopausal and their brains that are foggy.
For they shall be forever hot and in hell. Okay, so it's considered non-resistant, not pacifism. And the difference is pacifism is refusing to participate in violence. Non-resistance is refusing to resist evil done to you. So they actually identify more with non-resistance. To the Amish, this means no self-defense, no lawsuits, no retaliation, no aggression in
Why
return.
does this feel like 6 of one, half dozen of another to me? Why am I not why am I not seeing a difference?
Okay.
So someone slaps you, and pacifism would just be walking away, but non-resistance would be giving them the other cheek.
They're saying they're obedient. They're doing it for obedience. It has something to do with non-resistance, not...
Resisting means to
In
not
other
do
words,
something.
In other words, they want to respond, but they are choosing not to because they're obedient to God.
So passivism means apathy, not caring. You hit me and I just don't even care, like whatever. But non-resistance means you hit me and I want to fucking deck you, but I'm not going to because I am choosing
to let you
I'm
do
choosing
shit
to
to
let
me.
you do what you need to do because my choice is God and God's will. Is
That's
that
a good way to break it down.
Am I getting it? Like, I'm trying to understand what the fucking difference is there because it seems like real cloudy.
Well, it says they're not naive, they're obedient. And to the Amish, they respond with gentleness because they believe it protects the community, it prevents escalation, it keeps the focus on humility, it reinforces spiritual harmony,
Okay.
it prevents sinful anger, and it reflects Christ-like behavior.
Okay, I get it. So, like, when a baby cries and you want to shake it, but you're like, I'm going to choose to hug this baby instead. Like, yeah, I still experienced the frustration. I still experienced the overstimulation. But instead of going on that path, I'm going to make an active choice to choose peace instead.
Yeah. And let's say that's because that's what your God said to do.
Yes. Based on God's will, not just your own.
Yes.
Okay. I get that. That does make more sense. It is different than passivism.
They say fighting back, even verbally, creates fractures that the Amish see as spiritually dangerous.
I can see that.
They don't want anything to mess up their spirituality. So it's all based on their religious beliefs, their whole way of life.
So they're literally biting their tongue. It's not that they're so stupid that they don't, like, if you're like, oh, nice outfit, that they don't want to be like, go fuck yourself, idiot. They
just choose gentleness.
They're not dumb. It's not lost on them that you're making fun of them. They just say, like, thank you, sir. You also have a nice outfit, and they keep going.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So the goal isn't winning, it's restoring peace and humility.
And I can dig that. That's another thing I can get behind. I do think that we let our ego take over way too much, and that you don't have to take and even if someone does completely dog you purposefully to pick on you and their whole point is to be mean, it is absolutely your own choice to respond or not.
Yes.
That's what I teach my kids. Like, you can never control what someone else does. Your only power is controlling how you respond back to it.
It is.
And you will lose all your energy if you allow it to go towards anger and retaliation, because you could just as easily be like, okay, and just walk away.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm glad that you teach your kids that, because it's a lesson, unfortunately, because of bullies these days, that kids have to learn early. Not everybody's going to like you.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
This kid's going to call you fat. I cannot control. I can tell that kid, hey, don't do that. I can't control him to not come to school and do it every single day anyways. So you have to know how you feel about yourself. And you have to believe in how you feel about yourself. You have to give him room to have his own opinion about you. You can disagree. And you can move on. And I get that that's what that's what you're saying about non-resistance, is that it's not lost on you. Like, well, what does fat mean? And like, no, I know that you're.
Okay, Muffin, as you're eating some lunch, let's talk about
homemade beef stew that you made. Very good.
Let's talk about what happened this time.
Well, you are a Gen X, and so you just don't know how your phone works. And I'm a millennial, but I'm an Android user. So I don't know how your stupid fucking iPhone works. And apparently we filmed like a 2-hour episode, but an hour and a half in, your phone was like, I'm done with this guy. And stopped. And so we didn't get visual on the last 30 minutes. Again.
And why was that? What have we discovered?
I think your phone overheated because we thought we outsmarted the system, And last time your phone stopped recording, it was because the battery died and the whole fucking phone just died, shut off. So we thought, aha, we'll plug it in, and then you can't die because you're on a ventilator. We're keeping you alive. And your phone was like, haha, I will just overheat and force shutdown on all operations. So, you know, one day, somehow, I'm going to make it all right. But not right now.
We're going to do our best. So sorry about that. We don't have actual video for the last half hour of this, but we'll keep you pretty entertained. All you have to do is listen.
I'm going to suck down these baby dick carrots. You're dogging me right now. Okay. You're entitled to your opinion. I don't have to play into it. I don't have to get mad. I don't have to give anything to it.
Yeah, it says they respond with calmness, politeness, refusal to argue and retaliate, prayer for the offender, actually, which is what Jesus said, pray for your enemies.
Yeah, absolutely.
And moving on rather than dwelling on the harm. That's where kids get stuck. They dwell on it.
Yeah.
They just let it
Especially
ruin their
my
lives.
daughter. Lindsay is one who will just keep this cyclical thinking pattern of going over it. And I'm like, you just have to, you're still,
have to move on.
You're still giving them that energy. They're not even in the room and you're giving them the energy. So, yeah, I guess I do practice that same kind of philosophy with my own kids, you know? And I say, like, you know, you don't know what they go home to or what they hear at home. And that's kind of like pray for your foe adjacent. Like,
for somebody that doesn't believe in prayer.
Yeah.
That's a similar,
you know,
way of
I'm
responding.
not excusing that they were rude to you because just because they were being mean to you doesn't give them a right to be mean. But it might give you a little bit of room in your heart to find compassion for them and move on easily. So yeah, I guess I absolutely agree with that approach.
All right, well, they see that forgiveness is not optional. It's a religious duty. It's a community expectation, and it's a cultural stabilizer. So, you know, a lot of people hold a grudge.
Yeah.
They believe that once asked forgiveness, they just forgive and let it go. It's like, that's water under the bridge.
Absolutely.
All right. It doesn't mean that they allow abuse. They handle it, but with love. They don't fight.
Yeah.
They believe people should accept danger. They oppose all law enforcement, and they never seek justice. They choose forgiveness over vengeance and quiet cooperation over confrontation.
Yeah, law enforcement takes away your choice to participate in God's will. Being told to do something.
That's right.
God's commandments are what you were told. You don't
Yes.
need a cop to tell you other things. You should, yeah. I mean, that makes total sense.
Okay. All right. The next attack is on Martin and Barbara Miller.
Another Barbara.
Another Barbara. So Martin was a respected Amish elder. He was known for his deep adherence to traditional Amish or Nung, which means rules. And he played a key role in helping families who wanted to leave the Bergholz community due to concerns over abuse.
There it is.
That's why he was targeted.
Yeah.
His beard was violently cut by clippers during a home invasion. He experienced emotional distress that he later testified that he felt ashamed before God. Barbara was somebody who helped coordinate hospitality for families who fled Bergholz. So she helped feed them, clothe them, house them, that kind of thing. She was well known for her charity toward women escaping Mullet's group. I love her.
Yeah.
What a sweet woman.
Yeah,
What a
absolutely.
giving woman. She reminds me of me. Doesn't that sound like me?
It does. Big heart.
Big heart.
And putting her money where her mouth is. Helping her people in the way that she believes is God's will and doing the right thing.
I didn't mean to pat myself on the back, but as you were saying it earlier, I had a big heart. And I'm just saying,
absolutely. Pat
that's what
yourself
I
on the
want to
back.
do. That's what I try to do.
Use both hands. Pat yourself on the back more often, Mom. You don't give yourself enough credit.
Thanks, Muffin.
Do one of these.
I need to use my
girl.
thinking cap more often.
I'm gonna put you in the fucking closet with your orange knit hat.
Oh.
I can't believe that. I know what I'm getting you for Christmas now.
I do need a thinking cap.
You do some dumb shit, so you be doing some dumb shit sometimes, Kel. But I love you so much.
All right. So her hair was cut, causing immense humiliation, and she reported severe anxiety and fear following this attack. She had post-traumatic stress, I'm sure.
For a group of people that probably absolutely doesn't believe in the DSM-5, they went through it.
Yeah.
Like, I laugh, but that's to say, like, I can't imagine. And they probably didn't. I don't know. This is speculation, but they probably hadn't really experienced many things in their lives that would create extra anxiety, short of being born with, chemical deficiencies. But they probably didn't experience a lot of things that cause PTSD. Maybe they got kicked by a horse and got scared to walk behind horses after that. But,
nothing like this.
Nothing,
especially in this non-violent community.
Their whole life is supposed to
They
avoid.
trust each other to not do these things to each other.
Yeah. I can't imagine
they don't lock their doors.
Psychologically what it did to them. I don't even know if they could articulate. Like,
it's
these
probably
poor people.
very much like the post-traumatic stress that men who went to Vietnam experienced when they came home.
Oh, absolutely.
On a different
or any kind of child crime, because children are simple in the same way that the Amish purposely live a simple life and purposely shy away from the temptations of things like TV and stuff. We're, like I made a joke in an earlier episode that we're all desensitized, and they're not.
Right.
So
it's especially shocking.
Yeah.
Everything that happened was a huge violation.
Yeah. How often in their life were they woken up in the night to terror?
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Maybe they wake up because a woman goes into labor or something, which is exciting and wonderful for them. I'm sure the same way it would be for us, but not terror.
Not terror.
I just don't see that. And we don't, we live here, and I don't hear a lot about crimes in Amish communities.
Right.
Maybe there's their own crime within that they shun for, but you don't hear a lot about the English terrorizing Amish communities. And so I just don't see them experiencing a lot of...
There was a school shooting.
Violent crime.
Of Amish children.
Oh, was there?
And they immediately forgave the shooter, and yeah. So that's the only other main crime that I heard of, and it happened here. So
this is going to sound really calloused and really shitty, and it is what it is.
It's probably going to be really calloused and shitty then. When you grow up in a super religious environment and you're killed, you're just instantly, it's martyrdom. I mean, you're just instantly like, well, I can forgive you. Those kids are going to go to heaven. And isn't that what religion does? Doesn't religion give you this sense of peace and this sense of... It does.
Yeah.
You believe,
and I guess I don't mean it to sound shitty. I don't mean...
You believe you're going to a better place.
I totally don't mean it to sound the way that it's coming out. I know how it's coming out, and I don't mean it that way. I just mean, isn't a quick death just a fast track to the afterlife that you've been working towards?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And people like me who don't believe in an afterlife, are just quicker to being in the ground, I guess. I'm making fun of my own self here, but like, I don't know. Just what you said about how quick they are to forgive.
You don't believe in the afterlife? What about NDEs?
Near-death experiences? Don't get me started. I already know. You told me to watch the whole show, and you're like, you totally believe that, like, people... I know. I don't know. I have my own set of beliefs that is not for the here and now to discuss. We can get into that. We can get it. We could do just a whole episode on what's Courtney believe. If anybody gives a fuck. Comment if you give a fuck.
We'll do it.
I'll wait for those comments. I'll tell you what my personal beliefs are, but I don't believe in the Bible's idea of heaven and hell. I don't. So...
I don't either.
And you and I have talked about that, so I know. But to hear that after a massacre like this took place and they were quick to forgive. In my mind, I'm like,
well, it's easy for them.
You have this sense of peace to fall back on. I would just have this sense of my fucking child's gone to fall back on.
Oh, I'm sure they were very disturbed.
I'm not to say that they were just immediately over it. Like, bye, Timmy.
They just were obedient to God.
No, but they have this.
They were obedient to God, and that
I'm putting it in God's hands and God's plan and okay. And that doesn't mean that they didn't cry themselves to sleep every night or that it wasn't hard for them. I'm not saying that, but I'm a side quest bitch over here. I just love taking like the Y in the road and going off on a tangent.
We are sidewinders.
I hope you guys love it too and don't find me annoying for interjecting my pointless thoughts all the time.
I was listening to, I love you. I was listening to The Shining to go to sleep last night. And
okay. You and the things that you listen to, her fucking go to sleep movies, The Shining, Silence of the Lambs. She's like, oh, but Hannibal Lecter's voice is so soothing and the soundtrack to that movie is soothing. And I'm like,
it's the same with The Shining.
You're low-key a psychopath. What? Nobody's listening to Buffalo Bill in their sleep and sleeping peacefully. What the fuck? But she does. So she says. You were listening to The Shining last night and you...
So they call the mountain that the hotel is on, they call that the Sidewinder. You have to get down the Sidewinder. And when I heard that, I was like, that's what me and Courtney do. We go down Sidewinders all the time. I'm a Sidewinder. Yeah.
I'm a Sidewinder.
It made me think of you.
I am a Sidewinder. And you got to go, what's that little machine? They have to climb up in it's not a gator. What do they call it?
Yeah. The snow cat.
The snow cat. Yeah, they have to take the cat up the mountain.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Great movie. Not one that I sleep to, but continue.
Okay, so what happened? The attackers waited until after dark. Again, this is Sam Mullet's sons and followers, including Johnny and Lester.
Mm-hmm.
They traveled to the Miller's home. They entered with force, pushing the couple out of their chairs. Martin was held down while his beard was cut with battery-powered clippers, and Barbara tried to shield him and was shoved aside. Her waist-length hair was grabbed from behind and sheared off with clippers. It was one of the worst emotional assaults. And the Millers later said they felt violated, disgraced, and spiritually attacked. So this was one thing that I noticed in a lot of these attacks coming up. Barbara tried to shield him. She wasn't turning the other cheek. She went against her belief to shield her husband. She let herself be shoved aside.
You're saying that your interpretation of the turn the other cheek or non-resistance is people break into your house, they're holding scissors, they're obviously intending to cut something.
You're supposed to just let it happen.
You let it happen?
You're not supposed to resist. Yes, you're supposed to turn the other cheek and say, go ahead and do this. If they want to kill you, you're supposed to allow it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm trying to think if there's like I don't know the Bible well enough to know if there's a scripture that says that it's... I know that there are. I just can't quote them. But there is scripture that says that it's okay to defend your land and defend your family and your homestead, whether that mean literally just your homestead or homestead as in your country or your...
Let's do this. Let's ask our audience. Do you know? Are you allowed to run? Are you allowed to stand in front of your child if somebody's coming at them?
I think running would be pacifist and running would be shameful. But maybe that's my ego because I'm not a runner. I'd fucking put up a fight. So maybe, yeah, absolutely.
Are you allowed?
What's your take on that?
So I know you're not allowed to defend yourself, which to me means you can't stand in front of your child to protect them. I don't know. So I'm sure there's some Amish people that had Rumspringa and decided to become English, and they know that might be watching this.
Yeah, I'm sure we have. And at this point, after I've dogged your whole fucking life and everything that you stand for, you're still watching. And now I'm going to ask you for a favor.
Do it
Tell
for
us
me.
about your interpretation.
Do it for me.
Maybe you're still here because mom's nice. Yeah,
All right.
that's true. No, I would like to know what the appropriate...
I'm curious,
Isn't that how the fucking Bible works, though? Can't you find a passage that would fucking work either way? Isn't this, again, why I'm not pro-Bible? Because you can do anything you want, and you can find a scripture that'll back it. You can find another scripture that's going to say it's wrong, but you'll find a scripture that'll back it, too. It's contradicting. Not to mention that it's translated from dead languages with connotations missed.
I mean, I like the Amplified Bible because it goes into those missed connotations.
One thing I did like is that when we went to the mega church, that they did used to
describe Greek words.
what it came from and where they, and you know, I still think that was full of shit. But they did at least try to say, like, let's really break down this sentence. What did this sentence originally say, and what did those words mean, and how do we interpret it? And I like that they were trying to say, like, we really want to know what it meant. And I can dig that. But
yeah, I loved that. I learned so much. I used to take a notebook and
I know
write
you
down
did.
everything
I
that they
remember,
said.
you psycho. I remember. But it was fascinating.
It was.
Words are...
Because I was
language
learning.
is fascinating.
I was learning, and
Yeah.
I wanted answers.
You wanted to know. You
Pastor
wanted to...
Mike
yeah.
gave answers.
Oh, did we just out them? Don't say more.
No, I just said Pastor Mike. Nobody
You're
knows
worried
the
about
name of
people
the
knowing my
church.
last name, and I'm more worried about megachurch coming after me.
Oh, Pastor Mike always says, I am not the devil. Pastor Mike is not a gangster.
Pastor Mike's in the fucking mafia. Fuck you.
It's not. I still love Pastor Mike.
Whatever. He used to, but he still loved to tell little side stories about, like, yeah, I did this and this and this. I've changed now, but it was like I used to do this, though, and I'm not that far fucking removed. Don't forget. Yeah, I used to fuck people up, but not now. I gave my life to God. Whatever.
Oh.
I would give anybody... I'll give you my social security number, but I don't want that fucking mega church knowing that I'm talking mad shit.
You want to know
Can we talk about the Amish again? Now I'm scared. I'm just kidding.
You know what else Pastor Mike used to say?
I ain't scared of nobody.
He used to say the deal about it. The deal about it is, he didn't say deal. He said the deal
about it.
The deal about it is
Forget
this.
about it. Forget about the deal about it.
I love that. But one of the things that I learned was in that, what's that called? Brain fog.
I forgot I was wearing lipstick.
The shepherd.
It's probably all over the place.
I shall not want.
The Lord's Prayer?
It's like
No.
that. I shall not want. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
I shall fear no evil.
Shall
Isn't that
fear
the
no
Lord?
evil.
Isn't that the Lord's Prayer? No.
No.
But it's a prayer.
It's a prayer. And it says, the Lord is my shepherd.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want.
And that confused the hell out of me. I was like, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Isn't it confusing? Do you know what it means?
The Lord is leading me. So I shall not want to follow. I shall not have a one of my own. I shall follow my shepherd.
You're close. You thought what better than I did. No, what it means is I shall want for nothing.
Because he will provide.
And I didn't know that because it just says the Lord
Okay.
is my shepherd. I shall not want. I learned in our church that it means I shall want for nothing. They just translated it in a way that
No, that's
we
mega
don't
church
understand.
talk. No, because it sounds like exactly the fucking thing they would tell you before they tell you, and this is why you should tithe. Because then you'll want for nothing. Because he's going to give it to
Oh,
you
they
pressed
did.
down, shaken, and
Together
tenfold.
and running
or
over.
Running over. Yeah, see? It's ingrained. We've gone, here we are sidewinding. I'm a sidewinder. Watching our original story go by.
All right, back to...
Tell me about the Amish. I got to stretch my leg. Guys, I'm not trying to be weird, but I have a problem. I have medical
Don't
condition.
put your dirty foot on
Fuck you, my socks are clean.
You're walking on my floor. I have a dog.
Clean your floor. Whose fault is that? Wow, clean your floors better.
She
First
scoots
of all,
across the floor with her booty.
I have a disease Let's start there. You're gonna fucking shame me for my disease.
No, I just
I
don't
can't
want your
cross
dirty
my
foot
knees.
to touch my drink where
I'm
my
gonna
mouth
put
is going to go on.
I'm gonna dip my toes in your fucking drink if you don't shut up.
Okay.
Okay. My knees cannot be bent for that long. And then they hyperextend. So I also can't put them flat because...
Oh, gosh.
Do you see how it hyperextends?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so my ligaments and joints are susceptible to injury. And I sit here cross-legged for 2 hours. And then I can't fucking walk. So I just got to stretch out every once in a while.
No, I get it.
So you guys can look at my socks. If you're into feet, maybe I'll take my socks off. Comment if you want me to take...
Unfortunate that you didn't wear cute socks.
Comment if you want me to take my socks off.
She has really cute feet, let me just tell you.
Comment if you want me to take my socks off. I'm a single mom.
I have Fred Flintstone feet.
Yeah, don't look at her feet. Her feet will make you fucking gag. My feet are really, actually very nice.
They're cute.
Anyways, that's why I'm putting
Do
my
we have
legs
any
up.
foot fetishy people here?
Yeah, comment and let us know what you're into.
Okay, let's go to Levi Fisher.
Go ahead.
On the same night, Levi Fisher, who was an Amish farmer and carpenter, he was previously part of the broader Amish Fellowship critical of the Bergholz group, and he was related to some of the attackers through marriage. He had taken in relatives who left Mullet's leadership. So they ambushed in his yard and tackled him. They cut his beard and mustache off in the dark, and he suffered lasting emotional trauma. It just didn't go away. And then Mrs. Fisher, it says her name is
Barbara?
withheld.
It was probably Barbara.
We don't know. But she was his wife. She was known for her gentle personality and for helping support Amish women escaping unhealthy situations. That's probably the ones that had to go confess and, you know, he was having the secret meetings with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And I'm sure they said a lot more than what happened.
It says here she attempted to intervene during Levi's attack. And then they shoved and restrained her, viewing her as a complicit in Levi's rebellion. Her hair was not fully cut, but she was bruised and terrified. So again, somebody that didn't turn the other cheek. At this point, she was saying, if you're going to attack my husband, I'm going to stand in front of him.
Even though I've already established that I think all of this is fucking bullshit anyways. If there is a God and I'm wrong, which is very likely, I happen to think that God would be like, no, I get it.
Yeah,
I get why you
that's what I
defended
think
your
too.
husband. And I'm sure afterwards that they repented or whatever it is that they needed to do. But I happen to think that God would be like,
no problem.
no, I understand why you ran out and got in front of your husband.
Right. I agree. So let's see.
And God jumps in to go, don't speak for me. You don't know what I think.
Here is a description of what they did. A woman attacker held Levi's head up by his hair while the men cut. His wife screamed for them to stop, and then she was restrained. And then they photographed Levi's mutilated beard and sent the image back to Sam.
Also,
that was terrorizing.
It just shows also his level of like disconnect from the original faith to show that he was asking them to take picture proof. Like, what? That's against the whole.
Yeah, he's not acting like
against
anything
the whole plot,
Amish.
bud. Yeah.
This one is really bad. This is where a son attacked his own father. He was elderly. He was 74 years old. His name was withheld. He was highly respected due to age and decades in ministry. His adult son became deeply loyal to Sam Mullet. So the son claimed the father was spiritually disobedient because he questioned Mullet's teachings. And Mullet used this family tension to pressure the son into attacking his own father to prove loyalty.
Yep.
He was held down by his own child and forcibly shaved. He suffered bruising, humiliation, and deep emotional wounds. It says the son grabbed his elderly father, wrestled him down, yelled that he needed discipline, used scissors and animal shears to cut off his beard. And it shows how deeply the psychological control ran, that family members were attacking
And a
their own
family
blood.
dynamic to add in.
I mean, can you imagine if Clay came in and sat on you, and Christopher held your hair up and Clay shaved it off, and
If Clay sat on me, I would die. So that would be that's murder that you're describing. And then mutilation of a corpse because I was dead.
Clay's a big boy.
That's a fat joke.
He's a big boy.
No, but I get it. Can you? What? Fuck you. Do you make this is a son on father crime? Why are you making it about me? Can you imagine if Clay came in and sat on you and cut your hair off?
That's the way you say it, like you're so mad.
Wait, you just turn this into me thing for? The sister was
No,
safe.
I can't imagine. It
was
be,
the parent that was fucked up.
It would be so sad that your child could do that to you.
That everything you instilled in them, that they and that you hoped that they would believe in God, not because it's never about you. That you would hope that they followed God. That you feel that they strayed so far from the path to believe this false prophet.
It would be depressing. Yeah. Just absolutely.
And you would worry deeply as a parent, even over your own assault. You would worry deeply if you were religious about your child's.
Oh, yeah. About their salvation.
And their life after death. That's what would, as a parent, you would always just be like, yeah, I got hurt. Fuck that. But my kid, I truly believe that they're going to go to hell and I can't live with that. Like, that's what would get you.
That's why I left the church. Because I couldn't believe that a God would send my child who was non-believer to hell.
Because I was a teenage heathen and I was like, Mom, this is all bullshit. And I can show you how it's bullshit.
And when I was faced with that.
And at first she was like, be gone, demon. And the demon didn't go. And I'm still possessed to this day. And after a while, she was like, I don't want to believe that I'm going to go to heaven and my daughter's going to go to hell. I
just rebelled against that. I don't like, it's not that I didn't believe it, or I believed it. I mean, if it's the truth and if God really does that, I don't want anything to do with him. And that's the truth. If God would take a child who doesn't believe in Jesus and ask for,
I've never been baptized. I won't ask to be saved.
Then
I try to live a good life. I try to be good to people. I think I follow most of the things of the Bible, but the Bible says you have to profess Jesus as your savior and be baptized, and I won't.
Let's say, this is how I put it. Let's say my atheist daughter was kidnapped and murdered by Charles Manson. And let's say they both arrive at heaven at the same time. And Charles Manson had
on his
confessed
deathbed, right?
Had confessed and repented and said he believes in Jesus and accepts him as his savior. And let's say they're both at the pearly gates.
And I was like, nah, fuck that.
And then they say, well, Courtney, you're going to go burn eternally in hell. And Charles Manson, come on into heaven. And then I die and I go to heaven. And now I got to spend eternity with Charles Manson while my daughter is burning in hell. Am I going to feel good about that?
My mom couldn't reconcile it.
Nope.
I broke my mom's brain, ladies and gentlemen.
I just couldn't.
Mom, quite honestly, you probably should have just been like, Courtney, you're going to hell then. And that's on you. I've done
that's
as
what
most
the church
as I
wants
can
me to do. And the church says she'll fall in.
Well, I'm just saying, if you do believe in Jesus at all, please follow your path. Don't end up in hell with me.
No, I'd rather go to hell with you than be with Charles Manson.
It's gonna be lit
in heaven. All right, back to Myron Miller. He was another well-respected Amish minister, and he was known for his kindness and conflict avoidance. That's why I love these people.
Yeah.
They're just kind. They avoid conflict. He had attempted to mediate disputes with the Bergholz group. So that was what he did wrong. It says that attackers drove to his home and pretended they wanted to talk about church business. But once inside, they grabbed him suddenly, twisted his arms, and forced him into a chair. They used scissors and clippers to hack off his beard down to the skin. It says he fought back, but was overpowered. His hair was cut short and irregular to maximize the humiliation. And then they mocked him during the attack, calling him weak, sinful, and unfaithful.
So sorry.
His wife was also restrained and threatened, but not assaulted as severely. So again, he fought back. There's that thing again.
No,
and
it's
that's
not
what I was
turning the other cheek,
noticing.
right.
It's not turning the other cheek. So,
Well, that's why you have repentance, because in the heat of the moment,
yeah.
it's hard to, when you go into fight or flight, you don't have your, what am I
Your
supposed to do
senses.
anymore? Your human senses kick in, which tell you stay alive. And then you do what your body tells you to do to stay alive.
That's it.
And then apparently you're supposed to repent against your body's own chemical signals, neurological signals that God instilled in you. You see where you've lost me?
I do. No, I totally get it. Yeah. No, I don't believe in the turn the other cheek thing.
I know.
I believe in moving on. I believe in...
She just likes a hippie Jesus, dude. That's all she's into. She's like, yeah, fuck yeah, hippie Jesus.
Jesus Christ Superstar was amazing.
Yeah.
All right. The next attack was on an elderly couple. Name not given because they didn't want to. A bishop and his wife in a conservative Amish district. The wife had her hair reaching nearly to her waist, and she was known for quietly opposing Mullet's increasingly extreme discipline methods.
At first, I thought you said she was known for quietly opposing mullets. End of sentence. And I was like, yeah, I bet they didn't dig that. Never mind. That's not what the sentence was, and it's not funny. Continue.
All right. The attack involved the most participants and was the most chaotic. The attackers stormed the home at night, some holding the victims down while others cut. The bishop's beard and mustache were cut off. His wife had huge portions of her hair cut away, leaving bald patches, and she begged them to stop because her hair had never been cut in her life. They were so traumatized that local Amish bishops held a crisis meeting the next day. The number 7 victim was, this was the final wave of assaults. It happened late October, early November.
So wait a second. Here's something I haven't asked. Nobody had ID'd them at this point? They had involved the police after the first assault, is what you said.
That was a typo. They involved the police after these attacks.
Okay. And maybe you did say that and I misunderstood what you were saying, but I get it. Because it sounds like they all fucking knew exactly who the fuck it was.
Oh, they did.
And they tried to turn the other cheek until after 7. They were like, Jesus Christ, literally, we can't do this. We have to involve the cops.
Right.
But
yes.
is that a not turning the other cheek? Shouldn't he just have continued to assault them until he, on his own accord, tripped down the stairs and broke his fucking neck? Or again, if you're Amish or if you know something about religion or if you have an opinion, weigh in on what is the proper course of action when these are your deeply rooted religious, spiritual beliefs that you're supposed to turn the other cheek and you're being attacked and you're being persecuted. What do you do? How do you handle that? I want to know. I want to know how you handle that.
Well, after the last 3 attacks, the one follower said, Sam said they needed punished and we did it. This is when law enforcement got involved. So local law enforcement realized quickly this wasn't a typical assault. The key turning points. Victims from different counties described similar methods. The attackers were often family, sons, or siblings coerced by Mullet. Amish leaders collectively reported that they feared a pattern of escalating violence. The FBI became involved because the attacks appeared to be religiously motivated.
Absolutely.
So I didn't know that, but that's why it became a federal hate crime case.
Hate crimes.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about those. I didn't realize that was federal. But it's called the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crimes Prevention Act. Do you know who they are?
No.
I don't either.
I might, but no. Off the top of my head, it's not ringing a bell. But
the act is a
there
federal
are certain
crime.
things that make it federal. Crossing state line will immediately make it federal. There are certain things that bump up the jurisdiction to a federal crime.
Religion, non-origin, race, other protected categories.
Yeah.
So argued these assaults were committed because of the victims' religious choices, and the beard cuttings were symbolic acts intended to spiritually degrade them, and Mullet orchestrated everything as retaliation against religious dissent.
Yeah, like I said, the way it was so calculated to do something that was, to me, a haircut. But no, like, if you grew up in that society and you knew what it meant, it is so much fucking more
Yes.
than a haircut. And that's why it is a religious hate crime. Absolutely.
Yeah. Just absolutely evil.
You break into my house and give me a haircut, I'm like, okay, fuck boy. I wanted to go back to a really cool, fade anyways. Like, you know? Like, it's not the same. And absolutely it should have been bumped up to a more serious crime.
Well, by late 2011, the arrests followed the investigation. So in 2012, 16 members of the Bergholz community, which included several of Mullet's children and followers, and Mullet himself, were indicted in federal court. The key points from the prosecutor's case: the beard cutting attacks were not random.
Not at all.
They were planned and directed in a climate created by Sam Mullet. The targets were chosen because they opposed Mullet's religious authority, or they belonged to Amish communities that he condemned. And beards and uncut hair were sacred symbols of Amish faith. Attacking them was an attack on religious identity.
Mm-hmm.
Their evidence was testimony from former members describing Mullet's control, cell phone records, and photos of victims after the attack, which kind of surprised me that they had cell phones.
Again, it's a choose your own adventure in that community. It really is. If you believed your convictions, you would live a certain way. And just like every other religion, I'm not singling out Amish, just like Christianity. The Bible's very clear about some things, and Christians are like, it couldn't be what they mean. It's what it says, so
Right.
It's what it means.
Right.
And it's the same. The Amish act exactly the same as every other kind of fucking religion out there, is they pick and choose what's convenient at the time, and I'm not even surprised by that.
Yeah. All right. The FBI interviews with followers who said they acted on orders. So basically they're saying, yeah, we did this because of Sam Mullet. And then the physical evidence, including scissors, clippers, and hair. Multiple victims took the stand.
That's what I find the most shocking about this, is that they were able to get them to participate in such an seemingly, to me, English what's the word I'm looking for? Ritual. Yes, perfect. Thank you. No, like
court.
Come and testify against
They
them
don't
to
have
put them
anything to
away
do with police or
to put them in
laws.
jail.
Yeah, they don't normally have anything to do. This is how serious it was. That's why it was so shocking.
Well, they had to probably be reminded more than a few times that you can be Amish, but you're a fucking American. And not telling the truth and not participating makes you aiding and abetting. And
okay, yeah.
You know, I'm sure there was, I don't know. I shouldn't say I'm sure. I feel that there was probably a little bit of push there, like, you're in America. That's why you have this religious freedom to live on your own little fucking reserve and be Amish, but you're an American and there are laws.
Right.
Because I can't imagine that they would just be so willing to do something that is so against everything that they've always stood for and believed and worked towards.
Right.
I don't know. I wasn't there. These are just my ideas.
Well, the ones that took the stand described being pinned down, described the horror of seeing their spouses or parents shorn, and some had to testify against their own family members, which was one of the most painful elements of this case, according to them.
In any case, having to testify against your own family sucks, but...
What came out in court was the spiritual counseling sessions with the married women, that he ran the Bergholz group like closed religious compound. He ordered punishments and controlled marriages, and followers feared damnation if they disobeyed.
Yeah, they probably had to do a really good job of conveying to the jury the level of seriousness in their eyes per their understanding of spiritual rule. You know, you have to paint a clear picture like why this matters. Otherwise, like I said, he's like, dude, I cut their hair. Sue me.
Right.
And most jurors would be like, okay, why are we here? You know what I mean? Like, you really have to paint a very clear picture of like why this rises to the...
Yeah. And one follower said, if Sam said jump, we asked how high. Their defense was the attacks were family disputes, not hate crimes. Mullet denied ordering the assaults.
Right.
They claimed the government misunderstood Amish culture. They argued the motive was personal, family disputes, leadership conflicts, custody battles. This was not about hatred of a religion, since everyone involved was Amish or former
Custody
Amish.
battle when you got to cut somebody's fucking beard off? What?
They portrayed the government as overreaching. The jury didn't buy it.
No, absolutely not.
So in September of 2012, did I tell you? I feel like I skipped a page. I mean, I just have to say this. I skipped it somewhere. One of his punishments of his followers, one of Sam's punishment, he made them go in the chicken coop and wear a thinking cap. No, but he made people go in a chicken coop. That was their punishment. They just had to be in a chicken coop. I mean, that's just mean. It's
more than
disturbing.
anything, I just think it's gross. But for them, is it really even that gross? But
it's gross.
It's odd
16
behavior.
defendants on various charges were all convicted, including conspiracy, obstruction, and hate crimes under federal law. Sam Mullet Sr. was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison, even though he didn't actually physically do anything, which kind of reminds you of who?
I almost said Marilyn Manson.
No.
Cripes. Charles Manson.
Charles Manson, very much.
Very, very adjacent to that.
Because he orchestrated every attack.
Yeah.
And others received sentences generally ranging from 1 year to 7 years. But there was appeals. In 2014, the Sixth Circuit...
The Sixth
Oh, this is going to be hard.
Circuit
Court of Appeals
Yeah.
reviewed the convictions. And the core issue, did the government properly prove and did the jury properly consider that the assaults were committed because of the victim's religion, which is what was required under federal hate crime statute. The appellate court concluded that the jury instructions were flawed. So the instructions that were given by the judge to the jury, the judge had allowed jurors to convict if religion was simply a significant factor instead of requiring
the sole factor.
a but-for cause.
The wording. Oh my God, the fucking semantics of court is maddening.
It is. You know, because she's a paralegal. So she knows all this stuff. But I never would have known that. But because of that error, the court...
That's how... It's literally about being able to argue better. You got to make sure you speak well. That's what it's about. It's certainly not about being right or wrong.
That makes
If both are
perfect
doing
sense.
it perfectly, it's about being right or wrong. But if both are human, no, it's just about who can spin it better.
Yeah, well, because of the error, the court overturned the federal hate crime convictions.
So did they have another hearing?
Well, here's what happened. The court didn't say that the attacks didn't happen. It didn't say everyone was innocent. It said the legal standard for the hate crime charges had not been properly applied.
So the other charges were left standing, but the hate crime was taken off the table.
Prosecutors chose not to retry the hate crime counts. Instead, the defendants were resentenced on the remaining convictions.
Way easier than getting everybody back and running it. Yeah.
Obstruction of justice and related charges. So Mullet's sentence was cut to 10 years from the original 15. And after just the others saw reductions as well, and many of them had already been time served.
Yeah.
But only 7 years of his original sentencing, because of his age and health concerns and federal home confinement programs, Mullet was allowed to serve the end of his sentence at home in March of 2021. So, in the end, the beard cutting attacks stand as legally confirmed assaults and conspiracies, and initially
not hate
prosecuted
crimes.
and sentenced as hate crimes, but then, yeah.
Right.
So, the aftermath...
What does Michael Scott say? Well, I hated it. That's not what a hate crime is. Well, I hated it.
I hated it. The Amish community's healing has taken years. Many victims experience ongoing trauma and humiliation. Amish leaders held multiple peace meetings to repair trust across settlements. And the Bergholz community remains fractured and controversial still to this day.
Fuck them.
That's all I have. So, yeah, fuck those Bergholz communities.
Yeah.
People.
But there's always someone that's got to ruin it for the rest of them, isn't there?
Good point. Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know, but how long can you hold a person for cutting someone's hair? And I believe that it was a hate crime, and I believe that it was done in a calculated and calloused and terrible manner. But nobody lost a life, and if your hair is forcibly removed from you, I don't think in the Bible it says that since you're supposed to turn the other cheek, you can't go to heaven anymore if someone else cut your hair off of you without your say.
I hope not.
So you still get to go to heaven, got your hair cut, you have to go through the trauma. I'm not, how long do you serve for that? And should he have served at all? This guy sounds like a fucking wingnut. Sounds like he should have been in a state mental institution, and he could have just ranted and raved all day about the fucking Old Testament,
Yes.
American law, but that's, the freedom of religion, and that's America is.
Yep, you got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
So.
What a story, Mom. Very interesting.
I thought so. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
A lot of twists and turns because of me.
We hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, like, subscribe, get notifications.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your comments.
Absolutely. All right, guys.
Tell your friends, tell your moms. Is
Tell
that what you
friends,
always say?
Tell your friends, tell your moms.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you next
Thanks, guys.
time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.